Hey guys, Scott Sythen Baker here with another HL2 mapping video tutorial. It's key to keep some things in mind when you're designing a level specifically based on a building or an area. It's essential to include rooms that you would normally see in real life, bathrooms, reception, offices, storage rooms, etc. And even though the player may not ever enter these rooms, it brings up another point of being able to optimize these rooms the player won't enter so it's not heavy on the overall game performance. When I was working for Outbreak Condemned, we were creating a cafe, and in the initial concept level design, I had created the cafe without bathrooms, which seems like the most obvious rooms to have in a cafe. We fixed this in the next design for that concept. But it's a good idea to have all the rooms that would normally be in the location you're basing it off. So in this tutorial, we're going to create a simplified office building, nothing too advanced, and there's a lot more that we could do to it if we were to make it into a professional map. But for now, we're sticking with the simplistic design. In this instance, I used Photoshop to create the design blueprint of the level. However, you can use GIMP or even Paint.net to create it. However, I would highly recommend using pencil and paper. I have many a time heard companies, when they're starting off their game's basic concepts, sitting around a pub and drawing out the levels on the back of beer mats, so pencil and paper will be the best way of designing. Remember, when designing this level, specifically the diagram, it's only a representation of the overall design you wish to accomplish. It doesn't need to be anything flashy. This won't be a Photoshop tutorial, but I'll show you the basics that I use to create this overall diagram. So, Control N to create a new document, and in the width I typed in 1560 and height 1064. I kept the background contents to white and select the resolution 72. From there I went to View, Snap to, Show, made sure I had my grid on, and then from there I went to View, Snap to, Grid, and made sure snap was set on. This allows us to get a pretty decent grid for creating the overall diagram. Other settings that I had for the grid, under preferences and guides, grids and slices, I have 25mm as the grid line every and subdivisions 4. I think that's pretty much standard anyway. So we create a new layer, select our rectangular marquee tool, and then we draw out just a random box. So once we have that box drawn out, we simply take the paint bucket tool, select the color white, and just fill that. So we've got layer 1 selected, which is the box that we created. Now we click the effects tool and go to stroke. From there we select color and then go to gray. We select our position and we change that to inside, and then size 20. Finally, from there we can turn off our grid and we can look at what we've created. And basically we've just created the box with the highlight, and then we can put our grid back on, and if we duplicate the layer by right clicking it and going to duplicate layer, clicking OK, we can press Ctrl T and transform that box. So what it's done is it's kept the layer style and it's allowed us to create a different room. We can turn off our grid then to see our result. Using the same techniques, I came up with a diagram for the overall 3 floors in our office. Again, sticking to the simplistic design. In that video cut, I just added all the room names for each floor, just to make things a little more clearer. So this overall design is definitely helping out with the arena style mapping that we initially talked about in the first tutorial. Basically we've created a reception, 3 offices, bathrooms and a closet. These would be kind of the fundamental rooms that you would find in an office. And then we've got an open area here just for the player to walk around in. It makes things a lot easier. And certainly makes things a lot less claustrophobic. On the second layer, we've got a block area, an office, 2 offices. And by block area, I mean something similar to this. Just give me a second. This kind of area here, where you've got mini kind of office blocks. They will be filling the overall area that we have in this area here. Finally, we've got our 3rd floor. And our 3rd floor has got the 2 main offices and kind of a reception area. And this office, if you were to really think about it in real life terms, these would be the 2 main offices for the big employees, the big bosses of the company. But for now, that's not really going to be relevant to the game design that we're doing. So there's our 3 plans. I'm going to put those up as links that are available to download. If you feel really lazy and don't want to design this. Although it didn't take me that long to design. So from here, we're going to move on to actually creating the shell of our design. And then from there, we're going to create all these different walls to separate the rooms. And then once we're done the overall building, the final thing that I will be designing is the stairwell, because there's a lot more work in the stairwell than there is in the rest of the design. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you continue on with the series. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and let me know if you have any problems in the comment section. Thanks.